Hey people, I am live Thursday evening, 6 o'clock, approximately 8 degrees Celsius. I'm on the east side of downtown on Gerrard Street East. And it's overcast, but I don't think there's any chance of rain tonight. So welcome to the Thursday evening live stream here on the Ken Continuum YouTube channel. Welcome all in the chat so far. I see we've got Advisorit. How you doing? Good to see you. My YouTube account. I am Batman. Maybe just my YouTube cover art suggests that. And I see Hardjot. How you doing? And Sunjib. And Vivian Johnson's here. Good to see you, Vivian. And Billy T. What is up? Hello, Layla Kawai, John Nicholson, Wesley, Michael Stern, Alan K, Reggie Gagnon, Marie Palmer, Nancy Mattis, and 12 is here. Hello, 12. And Toronto's Doo-Wop Music Guy and Craig O'Connor, Bestest Times Reborn, Whitby Dude, Picard, Engage, Candle Arawak, Gertich Gorman Freeman. Got a good crowd here already right off the bat. Alright, let's get the walk going. We're gonna head east. And notice I correctly said east and not west, as I often do mistakenly. We are heading east. Hey, Dominic. Can I do a Johnny Strides impression? Hello, everyone. We are going to be walking into the Riverdale neighborhood. And then we'll make our way up to the Danforth, and probably as far east as around Main Street. Pine Sol, Peter Stock. It's very lively. There's tons of activity all around this side of town. I can imagine what it must be like in the heart of downtown. It's probably pretty jammed. Hey, Jenna A. Looks like they're starting shoring on this new development. This used to be a beer store. It's going to be a mid-rise residential building. That beer store was there as long as I can remember. Hey, Ron Diaz, Rudy Persato, hello. Good evening, Peter Bradfield, and anyone else I might have missed. H. Hill. A boot, right? Hey, Bob Pugh, how you doing? There's like a ton of traffic on Gerrard Street. More so than usual. Hey, Brad Palmer. It's around 8 degrees Celsius, Scott Erman. Jefferson Revis. And this is the first time I've ventured outside all day. I was very lazy. I even postponed the stream a day. I was planning to stream yesterday originally, but it didn't happen. So I definitely made sure to make it out today. Hey William, we're both doing good. Megan will be here tomorrow. Here's Parliament Street. Hey, greetings Linda Jane Jackson. And Mike Landry, welcome to the stream, and thank you very much for the $3 super sticker. Well, it's great to have you, Mike, and your support is always awesome. I hope you enjoy the walk tonight. We're going to be heading east, although we're going to take a little dip to the south here, down to Dundas, and then I'll continue east. I think Dundas is a little more interesting to walk along than that part of Gerrard Street. Megan needs to move here. Well, I mean, she definitely would rather be living in Toronto than in Guelph. I think one day it will happen. Hello, Anna Kay. Hey, Yarrow Bumblefoot. Alright, so we're heading south on Parliament. I'm an hour early. Well, I don't know, I tend to mix up my stream times every now and again. You're thinking of my premieres, which are usually around 7:15 or so. My streams can start pretty much whenever. Lately they've been in the evening though. I just really enjoy the fall evening walks. Andy Wood, hello. Hey, Rocky Rambo, you're in Edmonton. Should you move to TO? Well, I mean, I've been to Edmonton, as you may know, and more than one occasion. So I can't really say what you should do, but I know I'd rather be here than there as a place to live. But that's just my preference. Brad Palmer, $6.99. Thank you so much, Brad, for the burrito fund. Keeping me in bean burritos all the way from North Bay, my hometown. Appreciate your support, Brad, and I enjoyed your stream earlier at the North Bay waterfront during sunset. That was very lovely. I think it's pretty cool that there's a regular live streamer in my hometown. I've been there a few times to do YouTube content, of course, but I only go there once every year or two. Hey Christos, how you doing? Alright, here's my neighborhood Freshco. We're still in my neighborhood, or just coming out of my neighborhood. We're going to be walking through Regent Park now. Hey, Mental Man, long time no see. Palo HC, what up?
I don't think I've seen that.
Wing Zero.
Yeah, no, for me, we're allowed to men do that.
I suppose, Nancy, especially when the chat is moving a little more quickly. We're heading east on Dundas East through Regent Park. Completely redeveloped neighborhood. If you came through here 15 years ago, it wouldn't have looked anything like this. Hey, Ida. We got Jake the Go Animator in the house. Yeah, I suppose I'm walking at a fairly brisk pace. Hey, Alan K. Root beer to go with the burrito, $2. Thank you very much, Alan K. That's right, those burritos do tend to need a little bit of assistance sometimes getting washed down, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate your support as always, Alan. Fans Buses Gaming, what's up? Here's the park. Regent Park, the park. Not the neighborhood, but the park. The Hollywood side. Which side is the Hollywood side of Toronto? I'm sure I will, though. Eventually I'll make it through just about every part worth walking through. Hello, Mike A. Like, all these buildings are fairly recent. I watched most of this get built out of my living room window. I have a good view looking straight towards this whole area. And there's still cranes building new buildings, and I can watch those ones rise too. It's always fun to watch a new building get built every time I look out the window. Oh, Nancy Mattis, the sort of studio area. I probably will walk past there again. That's down by the lakefront area. Hey, Zed Poston, what up? Not in service. No rides on that streetcar. But hey, Rocky Rambo, $5 super. Big up my boy Alan, Brad, and Mike. Yes, indeed. Big up to all those guys, and big up to you, Rocky, for supporting the channel. Canadian Giant. I'm going to head over the Don Valley in a few minutes into the East End, from the east side to the East End, and then we'll just keep going east. If anytime soon would be the most likely scenario, but I think eventually she will most likely move back to Toronto. There's really no way of knowing exactly when. Hello Maroof, good to have you. And Vivian Johnson, a $10 super, my goodness. How generous, in case you are hungry and need two burritos and dessert. Well, you never know, I might need two. If I get two small ones, I could probably handle that. Still leave room for dessert, of course. Thank you very much, Vivian, for your always generous support. Maybe not two Burrito Boys smalls, though, because their smalls are really big. I'd have to go to one of those other chains where they have these rinky-dink smalls and get two of those. Hey Yahia, thank you for becoming a channel member. I noticed that last night. Much appreciated. Maybe I'll go to Fat Bastard. I remember their small burritos were puny compared to Burrito Boys. Fat bastard my ass. They're not that fat. Certainly not girthy. Advice for a newbie YouTuber? I would say consistency. Just get on a schedule, an upload schedule, and stick to it. I think that's a big part of your channel getting promoted, having regular uploads. Doesn't have to be every day, of course. Most YouTubers don't post videos every day like I do, or Johnny or Action Kid, but once a week is certainly a doable schedule for a lot of YouTubers, or even once every 2 weeks, depending on what sort of content you make. And Yahya the Transit Guy, $2 for a snack. Thank you very much, Yahya. Support is awesome and appreciated. New channel member Yahya. And nice thumbnails. I know my thumbnails aren't always that great, but something that catches the eye for a thumbnail. Gertish Bauer, a 549 super sticker. My goodness. I'm being spoiled tonight. Thank you very much, Gertish, for your support also. Endless burritos, root beer, and desserts. Yeah, the leaves are still hanging on to some of the trees. Like over there, look at those trees over there, still have green leaves. While other trees are almost completely bare. Crosstown traffic. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. It's cool. You can see a streetcar going over the bridge down there. Nancy, I think it got up to around 12 or 13 Celsius here today. So pretty close, pretty similar weather to Saratoga Springs where you are. It's cooled off quite a bit now though. Yeah, that's definitely no secret, Gertish. I think we're both aware of your fondness for Arnold. Get to the chopper. Go Hagen, give them some air. Go Hagen. Anthony Salinas, what's up? All right, I'm gonna go over to Broadview. And then I think I will head up to Gerrard. So that will take us through East Chinatown. And I think I'll take Gerrard all the way to Little India. Hey, Leafy X. Enjoying. What view? I have no idea what you're talking about. What one event inspired me to do this? Well, there was no one event really. There was just a number of different factors that all came together. My love of walking, my love of urbanism, my previous videos I've done of cities and things like that. I have older videos that predate this channel of walking through Toronto. And then I saw some of the earliest walk tubing channels on YouTube, particularly Action Kid and a few others. And then I thought, hey, is anyone in Toronto doing this the way Action Kid is? And no one really was, so I started to do it. This is fairly new. What the heck? Nice. Hey, Thomas Brown. Hey, John Hogan. Watching from across the pond.
It really made no sense.
So now we're heading north on Broadview. We're just going to go up to Gerrard. Another one not in service. I think I might end up where that streetcar line comes to an end at Main Station. We're coming into East Chinatown. It was the best vacation I ever took. Well, I suppose when I went traveling around Europe, I did the whole backpacking around Europe thing years ago. Riding trains from one city and one country to another. I was there for like 3 weeks, so it was a pretty good amount of time to check things out. Completo. Sandwicheria. Completo Sandwicheria. Is that how you're supposed to say it? That's how I'm saying it. All right. Thomas Brown, that's exactly the year that I did that. Which seems like a lifetime ago. Because it pretty much was a lifetime ago for many people, probably who watch my channel. Got records and tea. What a combination. Do I see a Beatles record anywhere on that wall? I don't think so. What is my favorite movie? It sort of changes every couple years when I think about it. It's either Close Encounters of the Third Kind or maybe Being There. Both 1970s movies. But I like movies that span all the way up to about 10 years ago or so. And since then, I haven't really seen many movies that really impacted me or impressed me that much for some reason. It almost seems like they forgot how to make movies the way they used to. Coneheads. I will come to Europe, Dirk, maybe. I'd like to. Right.
God give you 2 arms, right? Oh, this is a barbershop right here.
There used to be a record store right over here. I don't think it's here anymore. It might have been here. At least now there's another one around the corner, but not the same. Hey, Dan Harmson, how you doing? Yeah, of course it's okay, Nancy. No worries at all about that. There's one of the 2 major supermarkets here on this part of Gerrard Street in East Chinatown. Do I like the Die Hard movies? You know what? I've only seen the first Die Hard movie, and that was only about 5 years ago. I'd never seen it up until that point. So I've never seen any of the other ones. Hey, Billy T. I agree. He was fantastic in that movie. So this isn't the main Chinatown. For anyone seeing this for the first time, this is the smaller secondary Chinatown on the east side. The main Chinatown at Dundas and Spadina is far, far bigger and busier. And right in downtown. This is the other supermarket here. Action Kid, yeah. 2 Chinatowns in the old city, that's right. And then some sort of suburban Chinatowns in Markham and places like that. Anthony, I'm on Gerrard Street. We're heading east. We're going to walk to Little India. Clayton Crawford, what's up? Yeah, I saw your walk through London's Chinatown, Action Kid. It was quite nice. Here's Degrassi High. Oh, I mean... I just instinctively call it Degrassi High. It's actually called Eastdale Collegiate, but it should be called Degrassi High. Because Degrassi Street is right there. That will always bug me. Why isn't it called Degrassi High? Dominic, I don't think I've come to any such realization yet. Action Kid ate his way through Toronto. He did. He ate at a lot of restaurants while he was here. And I think he enjoyed most of them. Hey, Dave and Bangor Man. The Maple Leaf. Yeah, that was a highlight for me. Especially your imitation of me. And wearing the blue plaid shirt at the same time. Chef's kiss. But we're already coming out of East Chinatown. It doesn't take very long. It's not very big. Hey, Big Daddy's Fresh Meats. Friends with Robert Grisano. Hey, one of our regulars. Hey, welcome. Gerrard Street East here can be pretty gritty in spots. It has like an old sort of weathered look to it. A lot of the buildings have seen better days. But a bit further east, I think there's a part that's gradually becoming a popular retail strip. With lots of new restaurants and things of that nature. Young people, sort of, as a place for them to hang out. Yeah, There we go. That one's heading to Main Station. And so am I, except I'm going to be walking all the way there. It's the 506 Carlton. Hey, Tom Seeley, and we're at Logan Avenue. Yeah, this weather is perfect for an evening walk. I'm actually unzipping my hoodie now because it's a bit too warm with it zipped up. Oh, and by the way, Action Kid, look what I'm wearing. That's right. I got the blue plaid. That's why I'm feeling a bit warm. I probably didn't need the hoodie and the blue plaid together. Plus I walk so fast. Next thing you know, I'm sweating. Maybe I'll slow down a little bit. I still have to eat poutine, something I've never done. What kind of Canadian am I? I've never had poutine before. The Night Owl Barber Shop. It looks like a rummage sale type store, you know? Where is the hair cutting? Where does that happen? Somewhere in there, people are getting haircuts. I should adjust the speed. I could do that. Or I could actually just power walk, but I don't think I want to do that. Evening, Neville 6000. Hello, New York City Bubbles. Welcome to the stream. I assume the NYC stands for New York City. Scott, right? There's the Real Jerk. It's a pretty famous restaurant in Toronto because it appeared, well, it was famous before this, but because of its fame, it ended up appearing in a Rihanna video with Drake, where they did a song together. That's the Real Jerk. New York City. That's a place I have to go back to. It's been a long time since I was last there. I've been there a couple of times, but I'm way overdue. Alright, I just walked under the rail corridor, and I think I just heard a train go over. Got GO trains using this, and Via Rail also. And in the future, the Ontario Line subway will also pass over that area. I guess some more Vulcan than any of those other alien races. Maybe a touch of Klingon. I'm not elf because I don't like to eat cats. No problem! Isn't that what elf always used to say? And I can do this no problem, so I think I'm definitely more Vulcan than anything else. Fascinating. Live long and prosper. Rarefied tennis. Hello. The Maple Leaf Tavern. That's kind of cool. It's another place called the Maple Leaf. Look at that. I wonder what it's like in there. Did you notice this when you were in Toronto, Action Kid? If you come back for another visit, you'll have to check this one out. Another Maple Leaf. I don't think that's a tourist hotspot though. Looks to me like a local joint for neighborhood people. So you know it's authentic. Here's Gerrard Square, an aging little neighborhood shopping mall, sort of plunked down in the middle of the neighborhood here. I think they built this mall in the 1980s. At least it has a sort of an urban format, right? Like most of it is built right up to the street. It has like multi-level parking for the most part instead of a surface level parking lot, although it does have a small one. It's multi-story, so they really packed a lot of retail space into a small area. Hey, Sunny K, glad to hear it. I'm enjoying it too. April Wine, hey, you grew up around there. Worked in Eaton's in Gerrard Square. That is awesome. Well, welcome, April Wine, which is also a legendary Canadian band. You got a Home Depot. There's a Walmart here too. A Winners, which is sort of like the Canadian version of TJ Maxx, owned by the same company. Got a big Staples store. The Walmart is an older style. It wasn't originally a Walmart, of course. When the mall was first built, it was something else. So by modern Walmart standards, it's not much of a Walmart. A bit on the small side. Hey, Devin. All right, so here's that up-and-coming retail strip and restaurant area I was talking about earlier. Lots of gentrification taking place all along here. I don't think it has much of a nightlife though yet. That's still lacking, so it's not like Danforth. It's not at that level. Hey, Smitty. Now that's what I call a wiener dog right there, I'll tell you what. Gerrard Street East, Carl. In the East End. Here's another barber shop. Hey, Darren Ross. Hello, hello. I think this would be a pretty good place to live, you know. Most of the residential streets have nice old houses, like most of them are semi-detached. Some are row houses. There are some fully detached houses all mixed together. A nice mix of housing styles. The homes are old, like over 100 years old, but lots of them are well kept. It's fairly dense, pretty walkable. Has this streetcar line running along Gerrard. And Danforth isn't too far north to get the subway. I think this used to be a pizza. Now it's currently vacant. It has the pizza coloring on it here. Hey, Lines and Trails, welcome, and thank you very much for the $6.99. I very much appreciate it. I hope you've been enjoying the stream. Another awesome YouTube channel. Everyone should check out Lines and Trails. Hey, glad to hear it, April Wine. And now it reverts to more of a residential stretch for a little ways, but then we will come into Little India. And it goes back to a busy commercial area. Smitty, yeah, you could consider this the northern part of the Leslieville area. I don't think it brands itself as Leslieville so much though, along the street, like on the street signs it doesn't say Leslieville or anything like that. But it does sort of get lumped in with Leslieville because it doesn't belong to any other recognizable area. It's past Riverdale. And Gertish, 279. Hey Ken, I might watch Terminator 2. Isn't that your favorite movie of all time, Gertish? I think you should do it. You should definitely do it. And thank you once again for the support. Am I up for Napoleon? I think, well, I don't know if I'll go see it. We'll see. I'll see what the reviews are like. Although you can't always trust reviews. I'll just see what people... So maybe I'll try and watch that before I go see Napoleon. Hey, Jeff is in the house. How you doing, Jeff? And Robert Saberwall. Yeah, that makes two of us. Yeah, I see that thing where it dropped down below again. Signal issues. Get out of town. Hey, Streets of Ontario. And Estelle, yeah, I'm glad you caught it. And the Prime Minister of Canada is in the house. And then the Aberdeen. It's not cold at all, actually. I find it quite pleasant. There's not much wind. I don't know why we keep getting signal issues through here. Just bear with me, we'll get through this area. All right, Anthony Salinas. I have seen Napoleon Dynamite. I own that movie actually on DVD. We have a mattress ready and waiting for you. What a deal! Entered the chat, the number of viewers drastically declined. Coincidence? Yeah, these signal issues are starting to annoy me. Alright, we're coming into a lively commercial area. I have no idea why we're having these signal issues. Alright, we're at Greenwood and Gerrard. There is a very slight sort of misty look to the air, Peter. It looks like Justin Trudeau has scared away about 100 viewers. We'll just blame that instead of the signal issues. Look what you've done, Justin Trudeau. Yeah, apparently the east end of Toronto is very unfriendly to the internet tonight. Doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo. Boo-boo-boo-boo-boo-boo-boo. Yeah, I'd like to know what is behind this. I've streamed through here. Alright, well, we're in Little India now, so hopefully the whole walk through the area won't be disrupted by shitty internet. Here's Lahore Tikka House. We got Desi Burger beside Desi Burger beside Burger Station. It's like a burger war here in Little India. I think this has gone on quite long enough now. It's been like, what, 10 minutes of crappy internet? April wine. I don't think the theater is still operating April wine. But you used to be able to come here to see Bollywood movies. These places are still open. How long does it take to put out a video? Not long. From the time I go out to record it to when it's ready to be published, maybe like 4 or 5 hours. We haven't had a signal issue for a couple of minutes now. So if you're just joining or rejoining the stream after all that buffering, we're in Little India. On Gerrard Street East, in the east end of Old Toronto. That's a big building. Did that used to be the movie theater there? It looks like the sort of building that might have at one time housed a movie theater. Now it looks like it's apartments. There's a sale on, come and get it. Renovation sale. Oh, is that really? Is that a real thing? Well, let's hope the signal issues are behind us. After I lost over 100 viewers, maybe we'll get them back. Good. So many of these stores. What is this? A dance school. Okay. See, this one says Leslieville here, right? So that's how you know this is sort of considered part of Leslieville. Although this neighborhood specifically is referred to as the Gerrard India Bazaar. Because most people would consider Leslieville to be along Queen Street, not Gerrard. Alright, welcome back those who have rejoined the stream after that extended bout of very annoying buffering. The signal seems to have regained its proper strength. Hey, Nancy Mattis, $5 saying Midnight Special by Credence. Do you think I can pull off a John Fogerty voice, Nancy Mattis? I don't know if I could even attempt doing John Fogerty without destroying my throat. Thank you for the $5 though, Nancy. I'm trying to even think of how that song goes. But your support is awesome. Hey, Everett Clenendon, how you doing? Doesn't look the same. There has been some changeover, that's for sure. There's a toy store here, the Swag Sisters. Oh, Susie Q. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, Susie Q. Bam, 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 bam. Susie Q, baby, I love you. Susie Q. See, I can't do John. I sound more like Adam Sandler if I do John Fogerty. Oh, Susie Q, baby, I love you. Ooh. We're at Coxwell and Gerrard. Alright, well that was Little India. Most of that walk got butchered by poor signal, which kind of sucks. Hey, Streets of Ontario. No, I'm using a smartphone and a gimbal. I still haven't picked up a new Pocket 3 yet. I think I will though, eventually. And Everett Clenenden at $5 super. Thanks for taking us along on my walk. Hey, you're very welcome, Everett. Thank you for the awesome support. I'm glad you're enjoying the walk. I still have my original Osmo Pocket, and it still works just fine. It pretty much does everything I require. It records nice 4K video. The battery life is still decent. It works well in the cold and in hot weather. So I think I'm just going to stick it out with the original Osmo Pocket. And then when it finally bites the dust, then I'll get a new one maybe. Well, I guess I'll have to then. This used to be a Dollar Tree, and now I see it's becoming a Shoppers Drug Mart. And right up the street is a Dollarama. I always wondered how they competed with one another. It looks like Dollarama won out in the end. Hey, thank you, William. I appreciate that you watch all of my videos and streams. Hey, congrats, Hardshot. That is awesome to hear. Sammy Woo. I heard on the news today that No Frills employees might be going on strike. They're owned by Loblaws. Hey, Jacqueline S. I'm not sure if it's everyone or just ones belonging to particular unions, like with the Metro strike. Not every Metro was closed or on strike. I'm going to plug in my power bank here. My battery has dipped below 50%, so I find if I plug in the power bank at this point, it works a lot better. than if I try to plug it in when the battery is on the verge of dying. Hey, Monarch 1957. It is a very nice evening. So we're going north on Coxwell, but I'm going to continue east. Gerrard Street kind of does a bit of a jog here, and then it continues just up ahead. Evening, C and D. How you doing? My week has been very good, William. The funniest name I've ever heard in the real world. I don't know, Johnny Strides? Ha! I kid. I don't know, are there a million funny names out there? Rasputin? I might have heard that once or twice out in the real world. Nancy Mattis, $2 impression of James T. Kirk or Gordon Ramsay. Well, I already attempted James T. Kirk. I mean, I already attempted Gordon Ramsay, right? Last time. What would James T. Kirk say? What's a very Kirk thing to say? Spock. That's about it. Spock. What else would Kirk say? Bones. Spock and Bones. Spock and Bones and Scotty. How about that? Thank you very much, Nancy, for the other super chat. Numerous super chats from Nancy Mattis this evening. Why don't you choke on a tribble? That wasn't directed at anyone in particular. Or of course the famous Khan quote. Khan! And don't forget, according to Star Trek canon, Khan is from Toronto, or at least this is where he was living as a child anyway. as seen in an episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Hey, Vincent Harris, welcome back. I've watched some of Lower Decks. I never really got into it, but I have watched, you know, a fair amount of episodes here and there. I prefer live action Star Trek. I even prefer the old 1970s Star Trek the animated series over Lower Decks. Thank you very much, Peter Jackson. Yes, this is actually live. Peter Jackson. Thank you for all of your good work with the Beatles. I enjoyed the video of their new song Now and Then very much. This is not just fantasy, it is live. It's an escape from reality, though. So open your mind. We're walking east on Gerrard Street East. Somebody's cooking something somewhere and it smells really good. Live from Bedrock. Am I ever going to do a face reveal? I do it all the time. I can do it right now. That's no big thing. Face. It's the face. It's my face. That is my face. Nancy, another $2. You wrote a quote for James T. Kirk. What is it? Did I miss it? Let me scroll back here, Nancy. I see Clayton Crawford's Con to Kirk quote. This is Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. How was that? Hey, Kenzie, how you doing? Oh look, Christmas! Someone has their Christmas decorations up already. That reminds me, the Kringlewood might be worth visiting again this year. The street lined with giant inflatable Santas. I don't think I went there last year. Peter, it's actually not that cold. Maybe compared to what you're used to in Miami, you would consider this freezing, but for mid-November, I think it's a pretty mild evening here tonight. Bodega Henriette. Or is it Henrietta? Kind of a cute little place. Well, if you're the same Kenzie, Nancy Mattis is going to have a freak out. I think from the other side of the street there are some nice views of the skyline as you look back in the other direction. Maybe I'll cross and I'll keep checking for that awesome skyline view. This is a very safe area actually, Peter. We're currently walking through. Toronto overall is a very safe city. For a city of 3 million people, its crime rate is very low, one of the lowest among major Canadian cities, and extremely low compared to most major American cities. Some of it does look a bit rough and worn out and run down though, but that doesn't mean it's dangerous. Some parts of the city are just old and gritty looking, mainly along the main commercial streets, but then you go in the neighborhoods and they're usually quite nice. Hey, and room, I will be streaming in the winter. Yes, indeed. Yeah, all the homes around here, you're paying well north of $1 million for a semi-detached house. Many of these houses are semi-detached. And for a fully detached house, yeah, 1.5 million for a nice one. Like you can see, these ones are 2 units side by side, semi-detached. Got little retail strip across the street, although most of it doesn't seem to be retail anymore. Janie DeJerin. Oh, look, this house is totally Christmasified up here. Hey, Alina Sandoval. Yeah, they didn't waste any time. I wonder if it was equally as Halloween-y just a few weeks ago. That's right, Andy. Yeah, there's a streetcar line running right along here. Easy access to the downtown or to the subway. Toronto gets very hot in the summer. Like Miami hot. Like 100 degrees with high humidity. That's an old legacy streetcar network, Peter. Most cities had streetcars running down the middle of the street like this a century ago or more. But then most of them got rid of their streetcars and replaced them with buses. Whereas a few cities kept them. Toronto is one of the cities that kept their old streetcars. Which, this is how they did them back in those days, right down the middle of the street like that. Philadelphia also has some of its old streetcar lines left. And a few other cities. San Francisco. Nice little retail area along here. Although it's definitely seen better days. The businesses are not exactly thriving from what I can tell. A lot of them are no longer commercial. It's been converted to residential. There are some shops though. Got a pizza place, Blue River Pizza. And more. What is the more? Come and have some pizza and more. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. This is Woodbine. Hey, have a good night, Clayton Crawford. Thanks for checking out tonight's stream. I saw a turkey. Where? Where? Who you calling a turkey? Yeah, that's right, Peter. A bunch of cities are bringing back their streetcars. Oh, look, we have a clay pottery workshop here. Maybe Patrick Swayze's ghost is hanging out in there. A little late for Halloween, I guess. There's a nice old school looking corner store, although is it still a store? It has the Coca-Cola sign, but it doesn't look like it's a store anymore. Looks like it's a gallery of some sort, or some sort of artist's studio. It still says confectionery. Maybe they just preserved the old sign. Oh, my love, my darling, I hunger for your touch. And guess what? I've never seen the movie Ghost. Never did watch it. Am I missing out? Should I watch it? Even though I know all about it. And I know that song was in it. It just always seems so cheesy to me, so I just never really went out of my way to see it. Glad you enjoyed that, LAB. Wow, look at these doggies. Very nice. It's a skipper. I've got It's a Good Movie and It's a Skipper. Hey, look, it's another Christmas house. They got Mrs. Claus and Santa and Frosty. A bunch of Frosties. And I think this is where you can start to see the skyline. Still I don't think that's the best shot of it. I think I have to go a bit further. And Rune, well, when you go into the streetcar, you pay your fare once you are inside the streetcar. You tap on, there's a little machine where you tap with your fare card. Or your debit card now, if you have one, or credit card. But if you don't have any of those things, you can just walk in and there's a ticket machine inside the streetcar where you can just go and buy a ticket. Just to have on your person, because fare inspectors oftentimes will board a streetcar and walking around checking to make sure everyone has paid their fare. They'll either scan your Presto card or check for your ticket. There's too many bright lights. It's kind of drowning out the skyline view. But you can see the CN Tower way off in the distance there. The tower! Get to the tower! Krista Odegaard, hey, welcome. And Sally Smith, hello. I think they do, Andy. I mean, I haven't taken a bus in a long time, so I haven't had a chance to find out on my own, but I'm pretty sure subways, streetcars, buses all accept debit and credit cards now. as a payment method. Hey, Raja fan. Yeah, we're happy to have you here, Krista. Sally Smith, $5. Thank you very much for the support, Sally Smith. And we're kind of way east of Coxwell, actually. This is the further bend as you go further east. But it is east of Coxwell. Maybe you are thinking of the same bend. But Coxwell was quite a while ago. And there was more than one bend we went around since then. Thank you once again for the $5 super. Hey, Jenny's in the house. It was righteous. Well, righteous, Dad. That was righteous. You're welcome, Sally Smith. Eventually we will get to Main Street, which has a little retail area, because once upon a time that was a separate town. So it has its own little downtown there along Main Street. And that's why it's called Main Street, as many small towns do have a street called Main Street. Whereas downtown Toronto doesn't have a street called Main Street. And Krista Odegaard, a $3 super sticker. Thank you very much, Krista, for your support as well. Very awesome and appreciated. I hope you've been enjoying the walk also. There is an Avenue Road, that's right. But there's no street thoroughfare. Or thoroughfare street. Richard Bishop's in the house. Oh, that's awesome, Richard. Your old stomping grounds in more ways than one. Hey, Lucas Emerson, hello. Ghost sucks. So that means you've probably seen it, right, Virginia? I've been getting two different opinions on that movie. I'll have to see it for myself, I guess. Hey, Lola, I remember you. Welcome back. Hey, thank you very much, Virginia, for your always awesome support. I'll put the $5 towards the burrito fund. It's the great ghost debate. Patrick was hot, but the movie sucks. Maybe, Richard. I think most likely I'll end up around there. I think we're getting close to Maine now. Those apartment buildings over there are at Maine and Danforth. See, with Megan, she would probably like it. Although she doesn't like ghosts, but maybe a movie about ghosts would be okay with her. Nobody puts Demi Moore in the corner. Oh, wrong movie. I did know James Cameron was Canadian, yes. I believe he was born in Kapuskasing in Northern Ontario, but then raised in a place called Chippewa, which is a former town that's now part of Niagara Falls in Southern Ontario. Let's just check out the little Main Street area here. It's just a couple of blocks long. I'll just go down one side and up the other. Evening Chris Mills. Another Ruby place. Ruby Pizza and Wings. Got a Caribbean restaurant here. Lola, I'm on Main Street, just south of Gerrard Street. It's in the east end of Old Toronto. Q, from the Q Continuum, or perhaps the inspiration for my channel name. Beachcomber, that's cool. I used to watch that show all the time. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I know, right, Andy? They de-aged him just for that one initial shot on Picard, but then I guess they didn't want to have to pay to do it for the entirety of all of his appearances, so they just said, hey, let's just make him choose to look old. That'll solve all of our problems. Just a brief bit of Star Trek talk there. Some people are like, huh? What the heck are you going on about? Oh, I guess I can cross. That's a nice old building. Yeah, Relic, that was his name. The guy with the knit hat, cap, or toque as we call them here. Alright, now we're going north again. I just thought this was a really cute little small townish main street here in what used to be a little town separate from Toronto. Ruby Pizza. Why didn't Weird Al come up with that? He's been to Toronto. He must have seen that place. Here's the public library branch. Very lovely little Tudor style building here. I just like saying Tudor. It's still open. I know, right, Vivian? I think this place was swallowed up in the early 1900s or something. So it's been part of Toronto for longer than probably anyone has been alive. Red Tape Brewery. Have a good night, Andy. Hey, Mr. Lingo. Welcome to the stream. Familiar place for you, Sally Smith. More storefronts going along here. That's coming from Main Station, subway station up at Danforth in Maine. And there's also a GO train station just right over here, Danforth GO. The GO train is the commuter rail service. It goes all around the whole greater Golden Horseshoe area, connecting Toronto to all its surrounding suburbs and satellite cities. Yeah, we're going up a hill. We're running up that hill. Well, not really running. Walking at a brisk pace up that hill. I identified all the stations. Hey Emily, how you doing? Glad you could make it to tonight's stream. Oh, that's a Via train. Via rail. That's the intercity train service. For long distance train travel, you can catch the Via to Windsor, going in one direction, and all the way to Montreal and beyond in the other direction. And up north to Sudbury and then Western Canada. So here's Danforth GO. You can catch your GO train. And this downtown Skyline is way down to the east. That's how far away we are from downtown now. I guess we won't see another train go by. Hey, Lorianette Ramirez, how you doing? There's a more unobstructed view of the CN Tower without the trees. That's downtown, where all the lights are bright. Downtown. I certainly will, William. Yeah, this building is new, Sally. I don't even think it's occupied yet. Still wrapping up construction. And there are plans to build a whole bunch of new towers all around here, like very tall ones. Much taller than the existing older apartment buildings you see here. This is going to become a very highly densely populated area. Thanks, William. Hey, Soggy Jungle. In like a Ramon. Hey, funny dog. Good to have you. Actually, let's look at the notice over here. Maybe it'll show us a rendering of what's going to be coming here. So the gray buildings are the existing buildings. The blue one is the one right behind me that's under construction, and the orange ones are the proposed buildings that will be built. The tallest one is 55 stories. So that's going to really densify this area quite a lot. Daniel, I do live in a high-rise, but it's not a very tall one. It's only 11 floors, so by some definitions it barely qualifies as a high-rise. I am on an upper floor though, so I get a pretty good view of the east side of downtown. All right, this is Danforth Avenue. I know, right, Sally? So we're heading east now on Danforth. Hey, Tom Bikes, you're very welcome. Hope you enjoyed. Got a nice little fruit market here. This area is called Danforth Village. Yeah, these lights are new to me. I don't know if they've been here all the time or if that's just a new addition. But yeah, I agree, they're kind of neat. Sobeys, a large grocery store, kind of a pricier grocery store. One of the more expensive major grocery chains, I think. Below the really expensive tier, you know, not like Whole Foods or anything like that, but the Loblaws, Metro sort of tier of grocery stores. Wheel Black 46. You are correct. Welcome to the stream, and hello, Emma Nimpton. Oh look, they got little Christmassy decorations here. Hey, Jeanette, welcome and good evening. Hey, Matt Bross. Hey, thanks very much. That's right. I did an interview on 91X Belleville radio station, alternative radio, and yeah, it went well. And it's up on the SoundCloud link now to the radio station's website for all those who missed it live. You can listen to it there at your convenience if you desire. That was my third time doing an interview on 91X there in Belleville. I did it over Zoom. Hey, thanks, Emily. Yeah, check it out. Just talked about the channel and got to choose a playlist of songs that were played in between conversation. So yeah, it was all right. I chose a bunch of songs from the 1960s, but none of them were Beatles recordings. Only one was a song written by the Beatles but recorded by someone else. Well, re-recorded by someone else. The Beatles did do their own version, and then another person did a version as well. But the rest of the songs are not Beatles songs. Marg, I think I might stream for about another 15 minutes or so. We'll take it up to the 2 hour and 30 minute mark. So I think after that, I'm going to do another walk through this area, a pre-recorded walk. Alright, Whitby dude. Now, I think all three of my interviews are there in the SoundCloud link of past programs. The first one was a couple of years ago. Or it seems like a couple of years ago anyway. I think my channel had about 6,000 subscribers when I did the first interview. Oh, thanks, Matt Bross. So we're heading west along Danforth. It's listed under my non-YouTube name, I suppose, right? Ken Kehoe. So I don't think there's any other Kens that they interviewed. Poured coffee. Well, I should hope so. I don't think I'd enjoy coffee that was served any other way. I wouldn't say that, Nancy. I've appeared on CBC TV once, the CBC Toronto News, and on CBC Radio, but they were just brief one-time little appearances. So I don't think it really has any lasting impression, really. I think just the daily videos and regular live streams are the only thing that sort of keeps my name circulating, I guess, at least in the YouTube world. No, Nancy, it's not. No, Whitby dude, the interview, it was done over Zoom. That must have been a different Ken. Maybe that would put my name in the media. There's an idea. Pretty lively on this part of Danforth, at least traffic wise, not as much people wise. But Greektown further to the west is probably fairly lively tonight. It is a nice evening. Probably the restaurants are pretty busy, and it is almost the weekend. I think some people's weekends start on Thursday these days. Friday is a day off for a lot of people now, I find, or at least a stay-home day. Honk! Ooh, that was a long one. I know, Whippy Dude, I remember that. It's not a name you see very often. It's not exactly common these days. I think in my hometown, there was only one other family with the same name. Same surname, and they weren't even related to us, so maybe distantly, but we didn't know anything else about them. Beep. Sounded like the Roadrunner. Maroof, if you go to the 91X Belleville Alternative Radio website, there's a tab that says shows or something along those lines, and there's a show called Quinty on the Groove, and then there's another link that will take you to a SoundCloud that has links to all the shows that were done, Quinty on the Groove shows, past ones. So that's where you'll find the link to my interview and maybe another older one, and I'll have my name there and everyone else's name that was interviewed for other interviews. Marie, that's right, there is a Kehoe Street. That is right. And I think the other family lived on that street, so that's their connection. I don't know if that has anything to do with my family at all. I don't think so, because my family hailed from southwestern Ontario. That's where my part of the Kehoe clan originates from. I mean, as far as being in Canada anyway. The Windsor, Chatham, Wallaceburg area. I was born in Wallaceburg, which is near Chatham. And Chatham is not too far from Windsor. Can I do a Johnny Strides imitation? Well, I did one at the beginning of the stream, but maybe I'll do one as I'm wrapping up this stream. Because we're getting close to the end. Ah, there you go, Sally. Yeah, that's the older one I did. So there's one that I did just a week ago or so. So it'll be November 6th or whatever day it was, early November 2023. Sir Hatby or by? I don't think I have, no. Is that something you recommend? Hey, Christian Hansen. Yeah, very nice night. The weather is perfect for walking. The Tipsy Moose. Well, that's the most Canadian sounding place I've ever seen. More so than the Maple Leaf. Hey, John G. Sirowick, how you doing? Nancy, I'm part Irish. I'm Irish on my dad's side, at least. I'm not sure how far back that goes, though. But yes, my dad's side of the family can be traced back to Ireland. But I'm not sure about if you go further back, what else is in there. I'd like to get one of those tests done to see all what my ancestry is, you know, one of those DNA tests. Because I think I'm pretty mixed up, right? I think I have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Emma, yeah, my sister is back in Toronto now. She moved near the end of the summer. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's a little bit me, little bit me, it's a little bit you. Wow, weird. I was doing the monkeys and then I see this sign here, which reminds me of another monkey song. Oh, look, more clay going on here. This is the second one we've seen tonight. Nancy, yeah, I plan to. I was supposed to do it with Megan quite a while ago. We just never got around to it. But I keep thinking about it. I keep thinking that I want to do it, so I think I'll eventually get around to it. It is very nice to have immediate family here in the city. All right. I think we're at the 2-hour, 30-minute mark, so I think I'm going to be wrapping up the stream tonight. I hope you all enjoyed the walk around the East End. Because I'm going to fire up another video here for the channel. I definitely can't do an Irish accent. Top of the morning to you. I can do a better Scottish accent than an Irish accent. Or a better Liverpool accent. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up the stream here. So I hope you all enjoyed the walk. It was a great night for a walk around town. Because, as I was saying in an attempt at Johnny Stride's voice, I'm going to fire up another video before I head home. Since I'm in the area, it's been a while since I recorded along this part of Danforth. So thank you all. It was awesome to chat with you all tonight. Thank you to the mods for being fantastic as always. A+ mod squad all the way. And thank you to all of those who sent your support. It was very, very much appreciated. It helps the channel a lot. And I'm going to definitely get myself some burritos and root beer. And I'll be streaming again in a few days. Keep an eye out for that. And premiering a video tomorrow evening on the channel. Usually around 7:15 p.m. So I hope you can be there for that too. There's a live chat for the premieres. So it's almost like it's a live stream, except it's not. But it still can be as fun in a way. But enough rambling. Have a good night. And of course I will continue. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit all the buttons, do all that fun YouTube stuff, as we like to say. And that is it. Have a good night, everyone.